All right, we wanted to move on to one last topic. We have a few minutes here, Kelly. There have been a lot of soaring gun sales. I want to just make it clear that I try, as a general rule in life, not to tell people what to do because it doesn't work. Like you should vote for this person, or never once have I seen a bumper sticker on a car and that was contrary to how I believed, and I thought, you know what, I agree with that bumper sticker. I'm gonna go ahead and swap my deep-seated social belief here about abortion or gun rights or Republican versus Democrat. I've been a staunch Republican, but you know what? That bumper sticker changed my mind. I am. I never thought of it like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm an Obama supporter, but make America great again. Huh. Okay. Let's go that way. Right? People don't. So we're
Mhm.
not telling people what to do, but let's talk about guns for a minute. You have a surprise guest for me. You didn't tell me about.
I do. Our next distinguished expert served 15 years starting as a police officer. He was then a financial crimes detective, a police sergeant, and a hostage negotiator. This guy was also awarded two distinguished service cross medals, among other official commendations.
Wow.
Yeah. He's also won 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards and 2 Emmy Awards. Plus, he's
This
been nominated for the Presidential Medal of Valor
This guy,
before.
this is like, that's a laundry. Is he handsome too?
Oh my gosh, so
Okay.
cute, so
Wow.
cute.
All right. Well, who is this amazing person?
Well, he's currently speaking to police departments around the country. Please welcome retired Sergeant Steve Warneke.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm the surprise guest. You forgot to mention how humble I am, Kelly.
Oh yeah, he's the most
So
humble.
humble.
So
Okay.
humble.
So, what are your questions for this distinguished guest?
Well, my first question, as the police expert that you are, what do you think about people buying all these guns? Is this a good thing? Is this good for self protection, or is this a bad idea?
Look, I'm in favor of gun ownership, but with one big caveat. You've got to know how to use it. I mean, I guns are so dangerous, right? They are.
Yeah.
I have so many years of training, so many years of practicing. Let me tell you a couple stories. I worked at a gun range before I was a police officer, and there was a gunsmith there that had been handling guns for 20 some years, right? And he came in one day and he's got this huge bandage around his arm and his fingers and all this. I said, "What happened, man?" And he said, "I shot my finger off. I was working on a
Oh.
gun and I shot my finger off." This is a guy who'd been handling guns for 20 years. You know, Another time I pulled up to the police station in Denver in uniform. I'm reporting to work. I pull up in the police station. It was like an 11-year-old boy comes to me, grabs my arm, and says, "My friend's been shot. I need your help." Okay. So I, of course, call in cars. We get over to the house. He says, "Yep, he's upstairs in the bedroom. He's been shot." We force entry into the house. We don't know if he's dead. There's like a 10, 11-year-old boy shot in the head who's dead
Oh my
upstairs.
god.
And, during the course of the investigation, we're calling out homicide and the ambulance, and we're crime scene, and we're separating witnesses and doing a neighborhood survey and doing all the things that we do. The boy that originally came to get me walked up to me and said, I it was my, it was the family's gun. I took it out. I was just playing around. I didn't know it was loaded and I accidentally shot him.
Wow.
And he was like, he's just burst into tears, and what's going to happen to me. Now, I'm not saying don't buy guns. What I'm saying is, if you're a gun owner, the onus on you to be responsible and have safes and ammunition separated and have the stuff locked up, you've got to know how to use it. I mean, there have been officers and are routine still police officers who handle firearms every day. There's accidental discharges all across America. I know police that have accidentally shot themselves in the leg while holstering a weapon. I had a gun go off once accidentally, where I loaded the gun and the slide of the gun went forward and it just went off. Now, luckily, the gun was facing downrange, because there's rules about handling a gun, like never point the muzzle at a weapon at anything you're not willing to destroy. Always keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on the target. You're ready to shoot. Be certain of your target and beyond. You need to know how to manipulate this weapon, how to unload it, how to take it apart, how to clean it, what the safeties are, how to store it, how to carry it, how to walk with it. And this is be my advice. If you don't know what you're doing, and you go buy a gun and you end up in an altercation that otherwise would not have had a gun, what you have done is introduce a gun into every altercation, right? If somebody breaks in or you get in an argument with somebody, it was just going to be an argument, and you have a gun, you've now introduced it. It's now an armed conflict. So you have to, I just want to bring these global perspective up so you can think about all of the ramifications and the seriousness of having this firearm. And it takes months, if not years, to be proficient with a firearm. So
Mhm.
you need to take the classes. You need to know what you're doing. And you know, I'm not dissuading anybody from getting guns, but I'm saying you should take this very seriously. It's like when you get your driver's license, you get behind the wheel of a 2, 3, 4,000 pound car and you're barreling down the highway at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. You have people's lives in your hands. Well, even more so goes with a gun. So I'm all for responsible gun ownership. So I don't think the panacea here is to run out and buy a gun just because fear has got you.
Mhm.
Learn what you're doing. If that's something you want to do, learn what you're doing, get proficient with it, and then take part in it. All right, Sharina, thank you very much for producing Captain Kelly. Thanks so much for your great work.
Thank
Thank
you.
all of you for listening. We'll be back next Saturday at 10 at 8:50 WFTL. And we're at stevewarneke.com. In the meantime, everybody, we really appreciate it. Hang in there. Tough times ahead, but we're going to make it through.